Whoa. You are a beautiful bird. Wait, no, Pteranodon, back up. I'm not going for you. I'm going for you. I'm gonna tame both of you. I know you're not that high of a level, but my God, I love your coat. You're probably gonna die, right? Come on, man. Welcome, everybody, to the most ambitious episode of ARK Extinction YouTuber SMP that we've had thus far. I know it's only been 6 episodes, but hey, don't be the kind of guy that's like, oh, well, of course it's going to be the most ambitious. You only had 6 episodes. Yeah, it doesn't make me wrong. Welcome to another episode. And we've got something insanely fun to do. And that's level our Argentavis up in weight. And that's level myself up in movement speed. There are more exciting things than that happening, though. I'm also really... I want to talk about this, but I just hate... Oh, in case you're wondering, by the way, Carnos fell from the sky earlier, so now we have a couple of those guys around. They're not the most dangerous thing in the world, but it's another hostile environment here, so, I mean, might as well grab the dermis and throw that up there. About to throw a dinosaur on the display that I didn't even kill. Feels good, man. Take a look at that sucker. Today, our last episode, I should preface, we talked about possibly relocating. Now, not relocating because this is still going to be our base. Believe me, I am not going to leave this guy when I put down this much time into the floor. Although I don't want it to be like a... You know when you do something and you're so set on doing it because it takes you so long and you're like this... In the moment, you're like, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to happen. I'm going to like it and it's going to get done. And you finally do it and then you realize... I didn't really enjoy that as much as I thought I would. Well, that is not what I'm looking at right now. I love this floor. And although it did take me a while, we are definitely staying here because as soon as I can get some crops, we're going to make that look a lot better. So it's not just this giant protruding thing. We're going to organize all the chests. We're going to make it look great. That will happen at another time though. Probably off camera, honestly. Maybe not that, but organization of all this sort of stuff. We'll do it off camera. It's not the most entertaining thing. Today though, we are gonna not relocate, but we're gonna possibly get started on the Avengers type build that I've got in mind for the server. It's gonna be high up in the sky. And I already showed you guys off this last episode. If you haven't seen it, I'm about to take you up there. It is something special. It's something spectacular. I also made a sickle, by the way, so we have a lot of fiber, wherever on earth that is. 6,500 of it. Beautiful. Let's go on and hop on up. And travel on up to the location. For me to build a base up here would be insanely greedy because there's only 2 spots you can build up here. I mean, you could build in a couple of others, but in terms of flat spots, these are the only 2. Way high up. I'm sure there's a couple others that are a little bit lower, but if you're really talking about taking advantage of the whole map, this is that. This is the area. Welcome home. Now, I'm here to do one thing to confirm whether my day is about to be ruined or remain happy. I was afraid, for some reason, whatever it might have been, that ARK would have been like, nope, you are not allowed to build this high up because it is way too high up. So thankfully, that's not the case. And it does look... Oh, that is... Wait a second. Oh my God. I thought... I don't know if you guys saw the episode. If you're new here, this is your first episode, welcome to the series. I don't know if you guys saw what I had to do to get the floor down for my old place. I had to build it way down and like stack 16 foundations up top and hope it was even. This one just allows me to do it from the side. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, it's the idea of if I was to build a home right here, it needs to have foundations down. Otherwise, you won't be able to place stuff like smithies or fabricators, whatever. But if you want to place a foundation down, it kind of looks weird because it doesn't look like you're building on the actual plane. It just looks like you're placing down a house on top of it. Like, it doesn't look good, you know? So, in order to make it feel like I'm just running around on this, you clip a foundation inside of it, so then, just as an example, This right here becomes the floor that you can use. You can place a smithy on that. You can place a foundation or whatever. And it basically feels like you're walking around on the same platform. Hopefully you understand. The fact that it allows us to do that right here is insane. And that makes it so much easier for us. And we also have a guide. Because these guys right here are perfectly straight. Oh, I am so beyond happy right now. Okay, so what we're going to do. There's a couple of ways we're going to do this. And by the way, some people made it very apparent to me in the video that ladders might not be the way that I need to get up here. Since my idea on getting up here was activating the fast travel idea that ladders have, where if you go to the bottom and you click climb with the S+1, you have the ability to teleport. And that's purely vanilla. Tech teleporters are a thing that we could use, but I don't believe you learn those until a lot later. If that's even... Wait. Yeah, tech teleporter right there. So if that's what that is, we might be able to use it up here, but that's not going to be for a while. Probably going to be a bit till we get elements, start building with tech. I mean, we're only in episode 6. We need to start doing group activities to really get a lot of tech together. So my game plan, I guess, is going to be to try and get this stuff as straight as possible. Because this is a really good guide right here. This definitely lets us know, like, hey, this is centered, this is straight. Okay, cool. Cool. And then from here, what we can do is probably... Like, if we go straight from here, I wish I had some sort of compass or a GPS that really let me know if I was... Because in Minecraft, if you go into F3, it shows you the literal, like, degree up to, like, the 10th decimal place. Or, sorry, the 10th. Up, down to a 10th. It's the phrasing I'm trying to look for. And it lets me know that I'm facing straight. This game doesn't have that, unfortunately. It'd be really cool if it did. And I'd love to install a mod that let me know. Because I want to get this straight here, but I also want it to be a little bit lower. Like right about here. Like about that height is good. Actually, would that work as a foundation? That would. So that's the ideal height. It's just that that is not centered, I don't believe. It could be, though, for all we know. But, yeah, you can see right here. That's not perfectly centered. I just don't know how we're going to get this corner here. Because if we do want to build on this fully, we might need triangle foundations as well, too. So let me take a look. So triangle foundation. They only have that for wood, but we could still... S-less wood triangle foundation. We got a lot of wood here, don't we? I loaded some up on my Argentavis. How much do we have? 1,000. Yeah, and thatch and a good amount of fiber as well, too. So we can build a plentiful amount of these. Let me do some work and try and get the floor done. This is, I'm not showing you guys this for another episode, okay? I already should put a trigger warning on episode 3. I'm not doing it again. Little thing, by the way, I'm on a single player world right now in case you're like, whoa, where the hell am I? Testing things with the S+ mod. I changed the config setting to where you are able to automatically climb ladders. So, wha-bam! And then you're up. And wha-bam! And then you're down. The benefit of this as well, too, is that you're able to climb ladders while being encumbered, something that is not usually possible. So, slight kind of non-vanilla modification. Complain another time. Who gives a shit, really? It's like, you know, just a slight convenience. It's not like we're giving ourselves 50 tech rifles with unlimited element ammo. But this is going to be really, really nice. And apparently, I didn't know you could do this, but ladders can just be free planted. You don't have to have them on a wall like I originally thought you did. So we don't need glass or anything. The ladder can just be a ladder, which is great. So, and ladders are relatively inexpensive as well, too. If you take a look at ladder, it's spelled 2 Ds, Brandon, for the love of God. It's 4 fiber, 7 thatch, and 4 wood. It is very inexpensive. So this should not be an issue whatsoever to get it all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. Time to go change the config setting on the server. I'll meet you guys there. And nobody's on because it's the dead of night. Let's go. I don't gotta worry about making anybody mad. So let me take a look here. Put down a foundation real fast. See if I can actually have the ability to place down a ladder real quickly. If we even have the room for it. There we go. I'll place down a couple more of you. Actually, this should, let's see, climb. It works, baby. Sweet. So that should work. Just going up and down doesn't really matter from what height. So that's good. Meaning that the way we'll likely do it is we'll have some chests set up down there. And then just to pull items up here, we just teleport all the items into our inventory as much as we can carry right next to the ladder down there. And then as we're encumbered, we'll teleport right up here, unable to move, and we'll have another, you know, storage box or something like that. And we teleport the items out of our inventory and we're not encumbered anymore. So bring the items down there, suck them all up in my person, get encumbered, teleport up the ladder, and unencumber myself once I'm up here. That's a better way of explaining it. Good job. I need to, like, think to myself, hey, what's a good way of explaining things that people will actually understand? Then yeah, it'll take a little bit. So, now that we've got that down, which is the biggest aspect of everything, we need to get the foundations down. Oh, no. Shit. How do I rectify this? Oh, no. Oh, my bird. Oh, huh. My game crashed. Let's see if it reverts me back now. And what's up, bitches? I cheated death. Get mad. I combat logged. Let's go. So, okay. We managed to avoid death by falling. That's good. I didn't actually think that I would do that, so don't get mad at me, please, because I'm kind of upset at myself now. So now I gotta figure out how to get all the way back up, considering I have no mount to go up there. I need to make a Pteranodon Saddle, don't I? I need to do a quick tame, don't I? Yep. That's the only option. I don't have... You can't climb up there. The literal only way to get up there is by taming a bird. Okay, well, we're gonna tame a bird. And then we got... Okay, so let's prepare for what we need to make sure that this issue never happens again. First things first, we need to make a bed. One simple bed. Good. Next, we need a foundation. I've got 16 of those. Good. Step 2 done. Great. That's all. Now we need a Pteranodon Saddle, or anything else that I can find that flies. Pteranodon Saddle, 75 chitin or keratin, 125 fiber, 230 hide. Do I have the ability to make that? Let's find out now. Pteranodon Saddle. No, I don't. I need 18 keratin. Son of a bitch. You know, I just realized that I spent all the engrams on a Pteranodon Saddle, but I still have a law to myself to never tame a Pteranodon. And just because I'm in a time of peril doesn't mean that I can suddenly avoid that. I'm gonna tame a Tapejara because I told myself I would at one point. I want to, so I'm gonna do that. You look beautiful, by the way. Good old purple. Ooh, I love that color. Hi. No! No! I didn't know you get mad if I come near you? Son of a bitch. Come back! Come back! No! Fuck! I'm just gonna yell. See if I can reach this. Probably not, but... Yeah, no chance. Jar level 40. It's spit on you. Alright, well that guy's not gonna come down. In fact, he just keeps going higher and higher up, and I don't know how the hell to get up to that level. So he wins. Fine. I accept defeat. Something I don't do very often. It's a lie. If I can go for the throw. Hey, let's go. I should have had the... Oh, I'm losing time. Yep, I'm losing time. Well done, Brandon. Good job, buddy. All right. Let's see how much you take to knock out. Please don't take that much. This dude flies up. He's already almost dead. Oh, okay. You didn't take that much. All right, good. Do you take berries or meat? Actually, I don't even know. I've never tamed a Tapejara before. Holy crap. Wait, no, Pteranodon, back up. I'm not going for you. I'm going for you. I'm gonna tame both of you. I know you're not that high of a level, but my God, I love your coat. You're probably gonna die, right? Come on, man. So I'm looking over the wiki right now, and apparently these little skittish guys are portable hang gliders. I'd like to tame you in that case, because that might come in handy. You're not a passive tame. There we go. And I'm assuming you take berries, because a thing like you, it doesn't really look like you eat meat. Oh. Oh. Okay. So apparently these guys take... This is very strange. Either kibble from a Pelagornis or chitin to tame. Fascinating. That might be the weirdest... Yeah, that might be the weirdest one I've heard so far. Chitin to... Okay. Sure. Why not? Alright, let's see where you are. Unconscious meter is nearly... Wow, nearly depleted entirely. But are you gonna tame instantly? Looks like you are. Okay. So... Pick up. Oh, you can't just wear them on your shoulder. Got it. So if I wanted to carry, I can't at all. I'd have to throw it down. Right. How quickly do you follow? Like, are you a viable thing to keep her? I don't know why I even asked that question. These guys are mad slow. Cute little utility you have, but not very... I mean... Why would I... I'm trying to think of practical uses. Like, if you jump right here, slow descent... Oh, wow, this is insane. Does it keep you up? Oh, yeah, it keeps you up. How do you call it to get down or to let you down? Because it looks like I'm just staying afloat and not actually falling. Okay, now I'm falling a little bit, or I thought I was. Interesting. Let me take a look at the wiki here. Let's see. Under utility. Where are you at? Sometimes while flying. Okay. Doesn't say there's any... You're able to deactivate and reactivate this ability by pressing your reload hotkey. R. Interesting. So... Oh! Oh, wow, you actually just get hurt. So wait, if you press R, but then R again... So like right here, I'm gliding up pretty high. But if I press R, like this, and then R again... Oh, okay, so it does completely... So I guess if I ever wanted to fall off a giant distance and not have to worry about the reliability of a parachute that would normally save me, I could take a bird with me. Interesting. Well, I'm not so sure exactly what my use is for you right now, but you're kind of cute, so, you know, that's nice. I guess it's a lack of hide. If I ever needed a parachute and you were around, I could just give you some chitin, and then there you go. Although the fact that you eat chitin is very weird. Very strange. Well, I was gonna make a little cut about how cool this guy actually is. I mean, for utility, he's not really anything special, but for just exploring around, this is actually kind of fun, man. Just being able to run around, do whatever you want, never dissent when you don't want to. Like, I'm gonna see if I can... Hold on, let me see if I can do this. I'm pretty sure I can. If I jump from right here, just from right here, and just go on a little leap. Yep. I would be able to make it over there, but I need water. So, we're gonna go get some water because I can't wait until they fix that. Small bug, I get it, but it's just really takes away from not having to go back and refill your shit every 5 seconds. Alright, well, the unconscious meter is gonna go down pretty much at the same time the taming meter is gonna hit in about 3, 2, now. Action. 3, 2... You don't say the 1. Hence that. Level 64! Not too bad. I mean... Oh, no, level 55, rather, actually. So a little bit more bad. Alright. Tabjara. How are you doing today? What are your stats? 370 weight. Not too good health. Not too good stamina. Alright, simple enough. So, question. Do we have our bed and foundation? Yes, we do. How quickly do you fly? Yeah, I mean, that's good. Wow, I love the sound. Listen to it. I forgot these guys sound like this. Play it again. I love that sound. That's so cute. It's a much more pleasant noise than the Argentavis, I'll tell you that much. Oh, I wish you could swap like the audio file so the Argentavis could sound like that, man. That'd be really nice. So we're going up here. That way we can just get our second flyer back, and if we ever do fall off, we'll be able to just go back up and fast travel up to the bed just so we can get on our flyer in the first place. So it doesn't really matter if we keep both these guys up there or not, because we'll have a way back up. This is just to prevent us... Well, yeah. No, we already did what we needed. Yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. So as long as this guy can get up there with the amount of stamina that he has, which is going to be the case, because I'm pretty sure it's right here. This is the platform, right? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Hi, Argentavis. You probably didn't expect me to come up here with this guy, did you? Times change, right? Yeah, don't look at me like that. You used to be really fat and ugly. All right, inventory, and drop you down here, even though it's just going to be temporary for right now. And let's place the bed down. Good. Now we have the ability to get back up here in case we fall off again. Wonderful. And I've got all my stuff down there anyway, so I'm going to go back down. So I fell from there. And I landed here. And my body landed there. Alright, this one, I don't know if it was as big as a headache. As big of a headache as the other one. But, I mean, it didn't take as long. We finally got it, though, so I can go ahead and get rid of all these other placeholders. That can go away, that can go away, that can go away. None of them are good enough. But we finally got the correct one down. It's got the hole for options, so this will act as a foundation, and this is it. Basically, what I did was I started from up here and trailed all the way down, and then when I thought it was centered, I tried to match the bottom one with the whole trail, and that's the one right there, and I'm pretty sure I did a decent job. This last one right up here was my reference point, and I matched it almost perfectly. There's a little bit it's off by, but that, when you're going from that far to here, that little bit, it's just physically impossible to avoid. So this is the road, and that is wonderful. It looks great, and I'm happy with it. So what we need to do now, and by the way, if it does look like it's slanted at all, I promise you, this foundation, this whole thing is not perfectly straight and aligned. It's not symmetrical. I don't know why they didn't make it symmetrical, but not the biggest deal in the world, to be honest. So what we need to do now is we just need to get the ladders down. Could be temporary, doesn't have to be anything insane. So what we're likely going to do to get this done is make a few thatched ceilings. I think it only supports 2, though. It might only support 2 out from the foundation, so I'm only going to make 2. Because after that, it'll say, at least I believe, that the ladder needs a snap point, or rather a ground foundation. And I made a third one like... God damn it. Alright, let me make some ladders then. Essos wood ladder, just standard, nothing else. That's fine. We'll make 20 of those. And this should, from all that I've seen, be able to free float. And is this as far as it'll need to be? Yes, it will be, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. That's good. So, if I was to do another one right there, yeah, it requires nearby foundation support. Let's see whether or not it's going to tell me that for this one here. Do you need foundation support? Ooh, you do actually. Huh. But you don't right there. Let's see whether or not it can just clip through. Because if it can just clip through, that might be what we need to work with. Let's cancel the queue for right now because we're fine. RG, you're going to come with me because you're going to be my building buddy for half a second here. Let's take a look. Let's see if you work. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. I'm not going to have to do it this whole way, am I? I hate the fact that RGs can't fly perfectly, or you can't stop them. Like, you can't put a brake on RGs. I guess you kind of can't. Oh, no, you can. It's just not pretty. Oh. That's not even connected, is it? That's not connected. No, it's not. I mean, does that really matter, though? Does it matter if it's connected or not? I don't think so. Yeah, let's do the connection right Right there. There we go. And then that's the further one? Yes, it is. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Does it allow me to place it through? Please tell me it does. Please tell me it does, and there's no limit. Through? Come on. Just tell me I can place it through, and I'll be happy. Even if we can't, it's not really that big of a deal. Yes! Let's go, baby! There we go. Alright, so... the tale of the floating ladders. If anybody, for any joke, decides to demolish all these, I'm rolling back the server. It's your joke. It's on your ass if you do. Oh. This is the start. This is how things begin. One small step for man equals one giant leap for mankind. Holy crud, we're actually about to do this. So yeah, this ladder is going to extend basically all the way down to the floor. Thankfully, ladders are incredibly cheap. Because if they weren't, doing this would be insanely difficult. Like, for example, if I do ladder, and if I pulled enough for 50, do I have the ability? Yes, I do. I don't know how many we'll need, but... hey, listen. I could do a speed lapse of this, or a time lapse of it, but... I don't want to. So I'll see you guys back when it's done. I really want to be happy and cheerful right now, but every part of me wants to absolutely just... see that, right? Just to... woo! I'm gonna kill this Argentavis first off, because I'm sick of hearing its goddamn screeches. I hate it. I've learned to hate Argentavises, because whenever I'm tilted, the screeching does not do anything for me. Here's the problem. Take a look at the ladder, right? That's maybe like 100 ladders. I know it doesn't look like it, but yeah, it's somewhere close to around that number. It's kind of ridiculous how many we're gonna need, but here's the issue. You ready for this one? Oh, it's a fun one. Can't place S plus wood ladder. Requires nearby I literally... I just... oh, God. Cannot place because it requires nearby foundation support. Apparently, there's a limit of how many ladders you can build. So, here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to build the foundations all the way down. Thankfully, they're stackable. Now, I don't know whether or not there's a limit on how many foundations we can build, because that would make absolutely zero sense. The only other issue is that we can't extend the foundations out any further because the ground physically doesn't go out. And we can't do the foundations from the bottom there because we need that to clip through a wall. And we also need it to be aligned with everything. So if that's not aligned, then nothing in the world is holy. I don't really know how I'm going to do this, to be honest with you. I feel like I bit off a lot more than I could chew. And I feel like, honestly, this is something that just needs to wait until we get the tech teleporter. I hate the idea of stopping and not completing this, but we need to assess our situations where we're at right now. I cannot physically extend this any further because then you need more foundation support. I can't get foundation support because, well, the ground is down there. You understand my point. I can't move the foundations out further because it needs to be attached to the floor. So while that is stationary, it won't go forward. It just won't. It's not something that'll happen. It can't happen because there needs to be a floor. It needs to be touching some sort of physical object, and it's not. So I don't know how on earth I'm going to get the foundations here at this square to go down to be able to place the ladders. And if I have the ladders any further back, then I'm not going to be able to place the ladders because of the way that it's just going to clip in too much. I genuinely don't know what to do. I wish I had a solution, but this is just really tough right now. Oh, man. I'm not about to like what I'm about to do right now, but honestly, some might be upset at me for doing that, but ladders are so cheap. The time it would take me to go back and get all of those ladders that just broke off of doing that would take longer than me just going to harvest the resources to make more ladders. So that's kind of where we're at. When you're pouring water from the kitchen faucet, if you don't turn the nozzle on display mode, thinking that it pours out faster than just on standard, are you really even living? So, this is where we're at, because up there, right up there, is where we need to be. But that's not the platform. It's next to it, though. But that's the platform that we need to be avoiding, because the one that we need to go to is right there. That's the platform, but that blocks it. So, we need to get our ladder up there. As you guys were able to tell, or able to see, we cannot get our ladder down from there because there is a stopping point. I hate ARK, and I hate everything about this. I tried looking into the S Plus mod, seeing if there was a way to fix that. There is not, so we have to suck it up. Thankfully, because of the S Plus mod, foundations are stackable, which means that this is going to be incredibly easy. Basically, we're going to be doing the concept of this. We are going to, well, I might as well get on top so I can show you guys a little bit more fully. We're going to grab a bunch of foundations and stack ourselves up like this. We're also going to have our bird that is going to have a shit ton of them. We're going to get the RG for this, though, because this guy doesn't really have a much weight tolerance. We're going to have this guy flying around, so whenever we're done with, you know, the amount of foundations, we can grab some more. And then we simply fly back down, and we do the ladders. The ladders, I'll have to disable quick fly for, oh my lord, it built inside. That's going to be another problem, is when it builds inside like that. I don't really know how to avoid it doing that. But thankfully, you can just place the foundation back down. It's going to be, oh, that might be a really annoying process if it does that. I might just have to admit that a lot of the ladders are going to look like that. Yeah, that might be hard. Yeah. Well, either way, that's what it'll look like. And as long, here's the thing, as long as there is one ladder. What? Oh, is it because I'm building into that? Okay, ignore it, whatever. That one's not going to work. But as long as there's one foundation with a ladder, you're able to remove the foundations above and keep the ladder floating. So, in theory, we should be able to remove all but one foundation. I believe this one as well. Tell me how that makes sense. Anyway, we're going to build it right about here, because this is going to scale right next to that. It shouldn't hit it. And if the ladder's coming in from the left, we don't really have to worry about making the ladder symmetrical. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. It's going to be to the left and to the, or from this way, to the right and to the side. Because if I tried putting it right down the middle, it'll bother a lot of people, including me, if it's off center. But if it's some way to the right, then we can really work with like, hey, it's not perfect, but it'll look perfectly fine. And it'll look fine down here, so that's a really good compromise. Now, one thing I need to do as well, too, is because apparently we're going to have a little bitch issue with the ladders not wanting to place there because it intersects with the floor, and then they break. What do you mean? Never mind. Life is confusing, and I am an enigma. So this is going to be the game plan. I got a lot of stuff on my Argentavis. Got a lot of stuff on my Argentavis. This dude's going to fly around with us while we hop up like this. Hopefully the wings will not knock us off. I swear to God, if the wings knock us off at any time, I'm going to be absolutely furious. And I didn't demonstrate it then, but whenever we get up here, we just place the ladders like this. Now, I could not make many foundations and just pick up the ones that I'm making, but I want to make certain that any, like, the foundation support is necessary to make these ladders go all the way up, correct? But I have a fear that if the foundation, for some reason, is not touching the literal floor, it'll eventually still say no foundation support, even if it's touching the foundation. So we're going to build foundations the entire way up and just remove them as we need to, because I'm scared of that reality. So this, I think, is the easiest way for me to do it. I don't need to go back in the config and stop the server and make it an inconvenience to everybody else, because that's like my worst nightmare. Just doing it like this is the way. This is the way. And I think it's going to be pretty reliable. It's going to take a lot of time, but that's something we're going to be okay with. And I'm also going to do a little preset right here on the transfer tool. That's going to be items to transfer. Let's see. Ladder, S plus wood ladder, and foundation. I don't have any foundations. Actually, do I need a transfer tool for anything? I don't think I do, because if I want, this guy's right near me, so if I want to make any foundations, like thatch foundations, I have a ton of stuff on this guy, so like 100 right here. Pulled enough for 100 crafts, and I just do it. Unfortunate thing is, I wish I had a lot faster crafting speed by like 10 times, but that's not really something that I could you know, ask for. So I'm a little bit screwed on that aspect, but I am really, really happy about this whole thing because you can go all the way down and you just go all the way back up and you're perfect. So it's good. It's good. This is going to be the most disappointing thing I've had to admit to myself. It's not going to work, unfortunately. I wanted to so badly, but it can't. The game is not going to allow us, and that's apparently not something that mods can change, unfortunately. So, backstory of what I've tried. Everything. But to go a little bit more in depth, this is the standing point, the furthest point that we can possibly go. Now, the reason for this is because you try placing down a ladder, it gives you this. Requires nearby foundation support. That, I don't know why. I really don't know why it says that specifically. Requires nearby foundation support. It doesn't have anything to do with build height, supposedly, because it's the same deal. When you try building from a top down, you reach the same amount of ladders, which I believe this is 75. I want to go off that assumption. I thought I read that somewhere, but it could be something different. It doesn't really matter. From the top down, you reach the same thing. Requires nearby foundation support, and you can't build. So that's the prevention there. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try and edit every single thing that I could find on S+, because they need to be S+ ladders, because if they're any other kind of ladder, they don't have a teleportation option. So you can't just place on normal ones. And normal ones, if I can go ahead and show you guys right here, I don't think it's any different. I don't even know if I have a normal wooden ladder, but I can just go ahead and take a look. That's a CS wooden ladder. I'll explain what that is in a second. So, normal wooden ladder. What does this say? Same thing. Before I changed a couple of settings in S+, this gave me the too high off the ground or too high above ground error. That's a whole different thing that, in truth, I don't really know what causes that or why it's even a thing. But apparently that's an indication that this issue might be because of build height. Because when this whole requires nearby foundation support didn't exist before this whole deal, it said too high off the ground. At this exact point here, one lower, you could build. As you can see right there, it's green, but any higher, you can't. But the weird part was, though, is when it said it was too high off the ground, nothing could be built up there. So I guess I overrode that or something like that. But either way, I believe that still takes effect here. Now, the other thing, the third ladder, I installed another mod on the server that I'm going to be removing because it was just temporary to see if this actually was an issue that I could rectify. There's a mod called something. I don't remember the name. I'm going to be removing it. But it gives these things called CS wooden ladders. It's like the mods type of S+ or whatever. And this is apparently something that overrides any need for foundations, any need for whatever. Because if you take a look, would you look at this? But you go to place it. This is a mod that supposedly is meant to ignore all build height restrictions. And as you can tell, it wants to place there. But then the server says, not gonna happen, buddy. In fact, the other thing that makes me disappointed is in single player, I'm able to build past this point. I didn't load in this exact map, but on Extinction, on single player, on a different world save, I was able to build a ladder as high as my heart's content. But on here, seems to be no matter the mod, no matter the exception, no matter what I can find, the rule kind of all comes down to the same basic thing. After a certain point, and that's a set point. When I say certain, I mean set. Whatever excuse it gives you, requires nearby foundation, build height, whatever. I physically cannot get it from here all the way up there because this is about 75 ladders. I'm going to need about 500 more to get all the way up there, and maybe even more than that. So, it is with a heavy heart that I have to do something that I'm going to be really upset about, but I'd rather not get myself killed, so I need to do it slowly. We're bringing down the foundations, and I need to make sure that I don't wind up falling off, and I don't think I'm going to, because I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be shifting where my position is. Man, it's hard to see. It's really hard to see. We're having to break it all down. It's not going to happen. I want it to happen, but unfortunately, you just can't build ladders, that's all. And even if you could build standard ladders that way, it's too tall to climb, and at that point, it's not worth building all the way up there. We're gonna have to wait until we can get tech teleporters, because that's the only other thing aside from making a mod or adding in a mod that would allow us to build all the way up there. I know Miola, for a series he did before Extinction, he used this like awesome teleporters mod, and that's great, but we could install several mods to make the game easier. We're only installing building mods just to make the game what it should have been. Again, I use this excuse all the time, or the same deal, but, you know, like Optifine in Minecraft. Mods that should have been there from the beginning. In fact, S+, the mod we're currently using, is talked about being added into the core game multiple times, but apparently never happened. You get the point. Awesome teleporters, a mod like that, likely would not be in the game. So we gotta wait until we can get tech learned, and that's gonna be late game. I don't know when exactly that'll be. Likely I'll wind up adding a mod that will allow us to craft all tech engrams when we defeat the final boss. Is that my guy down there? Oh yeah, he is. You go, dude. Fight those ants or whatever the hell it is you're fighting that apparently is that much smaller than you. Oh, fighting spiders, are you? It's actually kind of funny to watch from up here. So yeah, that's the unfortunate end of that. It really sucks. And I mean, I could build a base up there, but we just don't have an easy way to teleport. And that's really the biggest thing. I don't really want to build a base that high if we physically can't. Like, I don't know, you know, I could still live up there, but the idea that I can't teleport to there from here without dropping all my stuff. But that's the other thing. I can teleport up there, I just have to fast travel. But at that point, I lose all my items that I'm carrying. And at that point, you know, like, it's one thing to be able to live up there. It's another to be able to actually take the items up there and use them in the world. Because, yeah, it's great for, like, a hub. But again, this all goes back to the point. I didn't want this to be just for me. And fast traveling, I'm pretty sure, is only beds that I own. Nobody else on the server or anybody. Rather, it would be anybody in my tribe, but I'm a lone tribe right now. So I wanted that to be like an Avengers hub, and unfortunately, you know, if everybody else on the server can't easily get up there, there's really no point in there being anything. We still could. Like, here's the thing. It's not all bad. I still could make some stuff up there. We just wouldn't be able to use it as a base. I could make it as, like, a little hub for everybody to come over and grab some supplies at. Like, you know, it'd actually be kind of cool. Like, hey, if you guys need a, well, like a community chest, you know? Like, hey, you guys need some metal? Well, I took some time and made some metal, and here's the payback, you know? I wish. We'll definitely do something up there, but for right now, I think we're just gonna have to admit heartbreak. And that sucks. You know, it does. I think, in the last bout of, ARK episodes that I've done, I mean, I've broken down a couple of things in 30 days, my most recent series. I've had a couple of upsets, but, I mean, we can kind of chalk us up as, I mean, I don't know if I feel the same way as this with, that I did with the greenhouse breaking down or stuff like that, because that all was my own error and I could always rebuild it. But it just makes me think, that's just something that we physically can't do. And I'm prevented of doing that until later on in the game. And really, it's just like, you know, tough shit. I guess it sucks going to all that length and then realizing that you have a limitation. That's the biggest part. If you would have told me at the beginning that I would have been able to do it, then fine, you know? But I wouldn't say it's like the same thing. Should I feel the same way as if I went into a cave that I'm just underprepared for? Like if I went into the ice cave with all my best gear, but then found out my best gear still wasn't good enough, and I physically wouldn't be able to do it until later on in the game. Yeah. But this one kind of sucks because we need to, you know, here's the complication, right? The last thing I'll say about it. If you guys go over here and you actually take a look at, why do I have all these engrams learned? What the heck? Why do I have all these engrams? Wait. Why do I have all the engrams learned for everything? Wait, what? I never did anything that would perma-learn engrams. Why do I have engrams learned? I could probably just drink a mind wipe tonic and be fine. I'm not sure why that's an issue, but let's just talk specifically here. Tech teleporter. You have to go into the tech engrams over here. You can see it doesn't have a level. The way you learn this engram naturally is by defeating the alpha, what is it? The alpha dragon, I believe? Yeah, the alpha dragon. And as you can probably imagine, there is no alpha dragon on here. I didn't learn this until recently, but every ARK is conjoined. They're all in a giant cluster. So when you go over to an obelisk and it says upload survivor, and it says share your survivor across the ARKs, well, apparently what you're meant to do to get all tech engrams is start out at the island and beat all of those bosses. Learn the respective tech engrams for like the whatever bosses are in the island alone, and then go over to Scorched Earth with your same survivor and defeat the whole map that way and learn the tech engrams there. And then go to Aberration and learn the tech engrams, and then go to here with likely 75% of the tech engrams made. Yeah, actually, I just realized, why do I have the ability to craft all these in my inventory? I'm not sure why I have that ability. I don't know why I have that ability. You get the point, though. I'll fix this for tomorrow. I haven't done anything. I am not a crook. I promise. I haven't done anything. My level is still 66. What do I do? I'll drink a my tonic and, I don't know, maybe like reset some data or whatever on my end. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna have to force an engram learning thing where all of us in the server can learn every tech item, because I'm not gonna make everybody on the server be like, hey, y'all enjoying the Extinction series on here? Great, you want to learn this? Go on the island and beat it and come back. Be a little, yeah, be a bit messed up. So, hey, ending thoughts. You guys are great. Hopefully you're not too mad at me. I mean, we set on an adventure and we failed, but isn't that the point of ARK? Failure every once in a while. 5 episodes or 6 episodes in, and we failed 1 of 6 times. It's not too bad, you know? It's not a bad ratio. 1 out of 6. That's still a passing grade, right? Yeah, I get into the playoffs with that record. 6-1 or 5-1. That's not too bad. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. And yeah, I'm just gonna go. Bye, guys.